All right, guys. I didn't really plan on doing this podcast or whatever you want to call it. It just kind of dawned on me. Earlier today, I was talking to a buddy of mine, and we were talking about videos, and he was asking me why I don't do videos at the gun range. He said, "Well, you see people do videos at a gun range, but he said I don't do them." And the reason why I don't do them is, well, there's a lot of reasons, and I'll just start to ramble and talk about whatever. But the main reason is the noise. When you're trying to do a video and you're trying to videotape with other people around you shooting, it's really difficult to talk to the camera when you have somebody shooting behind you or next to you. Because at the shooting range, no one's going to be considerate if you're making a video. No one cares. I mean, they're all paying to be there, and they're not going to just stop shooting while you're making a video. And then when you bring a camera to the shooting range, people look at you like, what the hell is this guy doing? Like, is this guy like a professional shooter? Is this guy some Billy Badass? They look at you like you're some wannabe, especially if they don't know who you are. Uh, I, I took a camera to the range once, and the range was dead. And there is some videos of me at a shooting range. It was at a shooting range that was kind of in a small town. It was like 1,200, 1,300 people, and it was kind of way outside town. So, and I went with a buddy of mine who was a member there. So it turned out to be a pretty easy time because there was nobody else there. But now that I live in a bigger city where the area that I live in is about 100, 150,000 people, when I'm at the range, there's always people there. And when I go to these shooting ranges, like I just joined this gun club here in my area about 2 months ago in the or about, but beginning of January. And there's people who've been shooting at this range probably from like the 60s, 70s, and 80s. They've been going there, they're lifelong members, and they see me, who I'm brand new. When I'm there, they treat me like I don't know anything, which I understand. You some new guy, they're going to treat you like you're brand new to guns, like you don't know nothing about guns, even though I've been shooting guns since I was 10 years old. You really have to prove yourself to these older guys that you're safe and that you're not going to be stupid at the gun range. And so that's a whole nother thing too. If I was bringing out a camera around these older guys, they're probably going to wonder what the hell am I doing, and the range safety officer is probably going to wonder what the hell I'm doing, and I don't even know if they're going to let me videotape or not. And they're not going to want to be on video. And another thing too is, like, since they don't want to be on video, they might get mad if they accidentally get into a shot. If I'm making a video and they're in the background, they might get pissed off about that. But another thing, and this is probably the number one reason, is that when I do my videos, I'll take like 5 shots and then cut the video and then go record the target. Well, I couldn't do that at a typical shooting range. If I shot 5 rounds and waited for a ceasefire to go down range and videotape, it's going to be a hassle to do 5 shots and stop and wait, then 5 shots, stop and wait. So you see my dilemma. It's a lot easier just to go out in the middle of nowhere and do these videos. And you guys will notice in the videos, I'll be wearing the same shirt or same clothing. It's because we'll take like 4 or 5 guns out and we'll just do reviews on all of them. And then we'll just make the videos as I go along. I'll just release the videos here and there. So I might, do 6, 7 hours of video, and then over the next couple weeks, just release one video, maybe a week or something. But like, we have some videos coming up where we do want to go out and do some reviews on some guns. We're just waiting on everyone to have the same days off, because there's myself and 2 other people who want to go, and so we're just trying to get everything aligned to go shooting. Now that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, was why I don't like to do videos at the shooting range. Now, if the range was really dead and something cool happened or something, I might take out the iPhone and just do a short, quick video. But I haven't really felt the need to do that. It just hasn't happened. But another gripe I have about the shooting range, the place I go to, it's really, really popular with muzzle loaders. A lot of old timers. It's pretty much ran by old guys, and they are crusty. They are crusty old guys, and I know why they're crusty. It's because they deal with idiots all the time. After a lifelong ordeal of dealing with idiots at a gun range, or just idiots in general, you become crusty. And I'm starting to figure out these old guys. I'm starting to figure out why they are the way they are. But anyway, like, these old guys, they do muzzle loading, and they're almost always there. There's always some kind of black powder guy there with the rifles and stuff. And when you bring your AR or something modernized, they kind of look down on you, and it kind of, I hate to say it, pisses me off because I'm a member and I paid. So if they don't like the AR doing my 20 and 30 round magazines, it's like I'm bothering them with my noise. You see what I'm saying? I'm sure some of you guys have similar stories, and I would love to hear them. Just go ahead and comment and tell me your stories about experiences at the range with the other people. But so I shoot, and the range I'm at is 1 round per second, so I do fire slow. And still, you could tell that old guy is kind of pissed off to hear you shooting your rounds off. And I want to go down and change targets or cover up my holes. And these guys, by the time I do 20, 30 rounds, they've done only like maybe 3 or 4 shots, and that's going slow for me doing 20, 30 rounds, where I'm really trying to be precise and trying to get my accuracy down. This is why when I do my videos, I like to go out to a private area or like a public land area, and that's why I try to get out and schedule time away to go. Like the place I go to is about an hour away. And like I said, when I go, I take 3 or 4 guns with me. So we try to make a day out of it so we could actually get some good quality footage in there and try to do what we were doing, because we couldn't do half the stuff we do at the range I'm a member at, because of the 1 shot per second rule. You could do a controlled pair. You couldn't fire off 2 rounds real fast. You can't draw from the holster. And those are things we'll practice when I go out there and do my videos. We'll do some downtime, and we'll practice some self-defense training where we actually draw from our holsters and things like that. And we'll just do that kind of off camera, because I don't care to videotape that stuff. That's not what I'm trying to review. Self-defense is something that you guys need to do on your own. And I'm not trying to be an advocate for self-defense training videos. I'm still a student of learning the techniques, and I'm always practicing, and I'm no way an instructor. So I don't want people to follow me, because I might still have some bad habits, and I don't want people to pick up on those bad habits. But I'm starting to get off topic. But what you guys need to do is definitely get out and go to your local shooting areas. But when you go out there, try to pick up some trash when you go out there. That's something I've always done. I try to, when I go out, I try to at least pick up 1 piece of trash. I mean, yeah, that's not very much, but when you have 100, 150 people who go there per month, who go out and who go shooting out there, and if they could just pick up 1 piece of trash, a lot of these areas wouldn't even have the problems. I know in my area I live at right now, there's 2 places that BLM is talking about shutting down just because it's all trashed and gone to hell, where people are dumping their refrigerators and washing machines. And you guys can see, even in my videos, there's a place we go to where there's a boat. There's a effing boat out there. So we don't know who dumped that. It's been there for a long time. And there's some other big stuff that we just can't haul out of there without some help. But it's really sad to see those places, because eventually the city or the county is going to come out there and just shut it down. Like, nope, they'll just fence it off, put no trespassing signs, and nobody will be allowed to go there. Now, there is a local area that is about 35-minute drive for me, where everyone goes out to shoot. And I know some of the guys that I talk to, they'll know what I'm talking about. And you go there, it's really popular area. So you're not really elbow to elbow with people, but no one really wants to be safe. There's really no ceasefire called. It's kind of, you're changing targets while other people are 50 yards to your left still shooting down range, kind of thing. And it really makes me nervous when people are not disciplined at all, and you try to call ceasefire and people get all pissed off and butthurt. So that's why I have a range membership, is because of the safety factor. And it's really good to practice. And the range that I go to is only 15 minutes away, so it's definitely a short drive to go there. But it's a real safe environment. But when you want to start making videos, you just go out to somewhere out in the middle of nowhere. And I try to go where people don't go, and that's why I go an hour out of my way. But that's I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's just kind of like my rant or podcast of the day. I mean, where I go, there are some crusty old guys, and at the same time, it's like, well, I understand where they're coming from, because they do have their public days. They are open to the public twice a week. And one guy I talked to, I asked him about it, because Fridays and Saturdays are when they're open to the public. And I said, well, what's it like on the public days? Because I don't go because of that safety factor of anybody can show up, and it's different with a member than it is with a non-member. And the guy told me, he's like, you would not believe the politics on these days that are open to the public. And I was like, what do you mean by politics? He told me, he's like, just come down one day and you'll see exactly what I mean. Now another guy was telling me on these days, and no, this was the range officer. The range officer was telling me that on these public days, on Friday and Saturday, and also during regular days, people come down there thinking they shoot for free. Like this is like public land. Like they just go to the range and shoot for free. And they get offended when they say, well, you got to pay to shoot here. And they're like, what? What the hell? That's bull crap. I shouldn't have to pay to shoot here. It's like, well, it's public, or it's a private property, not public property. So I couldn't believe that people are just that dumb or that cheap. I don't know which one is which, but I have a feeling on the public days, the politics are probably the same, where people get offended by being corrected on safety issues. Like I've seen that before, where you're at a range and some range officer's like, hey, keep your muzzle down range. And the guy's like, oh, I had it down range. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I know what the fuck I'm doing. And it's like, really? It's like they start swearing 2 seconds into their conversation. I'm like, that's not going to win you any votes, man. That's just going to get you kicked off the range. I remember when I first came to this range, I didn't say clear or ceasefire or something like that, but I did signal for a ceasefire. There's a signal you press, there's a button, but I was supposed to say it too. And he came down, I was like, hey, next time just say ceasefire. And I was like, okay. I was like, I understand, I got it. I just agreed with him, and I was like, yeah, I screwed up. Okay, so what? You learn from it, move on. But I didn't argue with the guy. If you argue with him, it's just gonna make you look like an idiot. And then every time you go down there, the range officer's going to be like, oh, but here comes that idiot again who likes to argue every time I try to bring up something about safety. But I've heard of some really dick range officers, but I've never met any of the ones that are really bad. But maybe you guys can definitely share some stories about what you guys think of private gun ranges or gun clubs. Like I said, I joined them because it's a safe environment to shoot. It's a really good practice, and it's close to where I live, so that's why I like doing it too. And usually, I'm not saying this is bad, you get a different kind of crowd when you actually have people pay to shoot. I've had friends of mine who have been like, well, I'm not paying to shoot somewhere, and they go out, to those public areas where you're kind of elbow to elbow with people who probably shouldn't be out there shooting. Like how I talked about in the previous chat about how guys go out and do their mag dumps and all this crap. And at the last time I was in a public area, it was actually not too far from where I live. Like I said, about 35 minutes away. These guys are just doing mag dumps. And it's like, I don't know what it is. Every time you go to these public places, there's always these guys who just come out and do mag dumps. And I don't understand what they're trying to achieve. I'm like, yeah, cool. You just dumped out your whole 30-round magazine as fast as you could. I'm like, sweet, I don't understand what they're doing. Even in the military, we never did that crap. So I don't know what exactly they're trying to accomplish by doing that. But when I go out shooting, I try to have some kind of agenda for that day. Like when I go out, like if I go out with pistol, I have maybe I'll just shoot at 10 yards the whole day. That's my agenda. I'm taking my pistols. I want to get really good with them at 10 yards, and that's my goal for the day, is just to be good at 10 yards. And another day I might come out and do 15 yards or 7 yards or whatever. And another day I might do rifle and just check the zeroing on the rifles and shoot at 50 and 100 yards. But, just stuff like that. But I don't know. That's about all I got to say, you guys. This is just more of like a small podcast just talking about public shooting ranges and why I don't videotape at the range. And I think you guys will totally understand why I don't do videos at the range. So until next time, we will see you later.